Nampa has seen rapid growth with new developments raising traffic and infrastructure concerns. We asked the candidates how they would manage expansion while preserving quality of life and public services.
Well, we have to make sure our public services are, up to par in terms of funding. We have to make sure that our police continues to be funded. Infrastructure is a big problem. Everyone's talking about it. And when I talk to people at the doors, infrastructure is an issue, roads. So we have to look at our priorities and how we're going to address that and lower that burden for people. Growth is happening. We have 120,000 people here in this city. It is not a small city anymore. And I know people want to kind of keep it a small city. That's just not a reality. They're here, they're coming, they're going to keep coming. So let's infill. Let's build up. I think it's just a smart way to grow. And I think, when we look at some of the outward growth, we want to preserve our ag, but we can't tell farmers, landowners where to sell and whom to sell to. I understand that. So it's a complicated matter as well. But, small businesses need opportunity to have access to land for businesses where they want to employ, employees right from Nampa. We want to make sure that there's pathways for that. But we also, maybe asking a little bit more from our builders. We have to see. But it's a all hands on deck problem that we need to address smartly with experts at the helm as well.
I say everyone has to live with the land use decisions that are made at the city and the county level. And when I say everyone has to live with those decisions, that means the fire district, the school district. And so when we talk about the impact of growth, sometimes we can think very narrowly just in the perspective of the city, and that kind of misses the full holistic quality of life concerns that I think our citizens have about overcrowded schools or the capacity. You have Star Middleton trying to get a levy for their fire because they have new firehouse without staffing. So we certainly don't want to create these challenges where we can't keep up to service the growth. So one of the concerns I have, and we'll address with the data emphasis, is making sure that the fiscal impact analysis is guiding growth and to make sure that we're as concurrent as possible with growth. So for example, right now we're doing improvements on Midland and Middleton as priority corridors. And then there's a lot of talk about growth that might happen around Midway, for example, in the southwest kind of Nampa area. And right now, like what I'm told is Midway improvements are not even on the capital improvement plan. They're not even on the radar for a 10-year capital improvement plan. So when citizens hear about potential lots of growth in an area when there's not even plans in the next 10 years to do any improvements on the roadway, that's where a lot of the citizens are really concerned. So I want to play a little more catch up and then make sure we're concurrent and that we're building out our infrastructure in proportionality to our growth. And so if we're behind a little bit, it's okay to play a little catch up and just make sure that we don't over leverage our infrastructure, create traffic congestion nightmares in areas that affect quality of life. So I'm absolutely committed to making sure our infrastructure keeps up with our growth.
Well, growth needs to pay for growth. I mean, everybody says that, but it's true. Growth needs to pay for growth. So not necessarily in impact fees, but if we're not ready for that growth, if the infrastructure is not there, we can't just go ahead and sign all these permits saying, hey, let's go ahead and build here, let's build there, let's build there. We can't do that. We have to have the infrastructure that's ready for the growth. Now, impact fees do play a part into that. And, builders don't mind paying impact fees, but they don't want to pay a really big amount. Well, we got to give and take a little bit. Growth has to pay for growth.
Well, first of all, if you have developers, you make sure that they're going to if our infrastructure can handle it. Well, that's one thing. Okay, that's good. If it can't handle it, these developers have to pay to help upgrade the infrastructure. Like the sewer lines and water lines and electric, everything that all the utilities. They have to help upgrade it. We're not going to let a developer come and build a high rise, and then our system can't handle it. So as long as the infrastructure can handle it, then we're all set.